June 12, 1914. O my sweet Master, eternal splendor, I can only unite with Thee in silence and peace, saying that Thy will may be done in every detail as in the whole. Take possession of Thy kingdom, master all that revolts against Thee. Heal the souls who do not know Thee, and the intellects that do not want to submit and be consecrated to Thee. Awaken our slumbering energies, stimulate our courage, enlighten us, O Lord, show us the way. My heart is overflowing with a sovereign peace. My thought is calm and silent. At the core of all that is, of all that will be, of all that is not, is Thy divine and unchanging smile. June 13, 1914. First of all, knowledge must be conquered. That is, one must learn to know Thee, to be united with Thee, and all means are good and may be used to attain this goal. But it would be a great mistake to believe that all is done when this goal is attained. All is done in principle. The victory is gained in theory, and those whose motive is only an egoistic aspiration for their own salvation may feel satisfied and live only in and for this communion without caring at all for Thy manifestation. But those whom Thou hast appointed as Thy representatives upon earth cannot rest content with the result so obtained. To know Thee first and before all else, yes, but once Thy knowledge is acquired, there remains all the work of Thy manifestation, and then there intervene the quality, force, complexity, and perfection of this manifestation. Very often, those who have known Thee, dazzled and wrapped in ecstasy by this knowledge, have been content to see Thee for themselves and express Thee somehow or other in their outermost being. He who wants to be perfect in Thy manifestation cannot be satisfied with that. He must manifest Thee on all the planes, in all the states of being, and thus turn the knowledge he has acquired to the best account for the whole universe. Before the immensity of this program, the entire being exults and sings a hymn of gladness to Thee. All nature in full conscious activity, all vibrant with Thy sovereign forces, responds to their inspiration and wants to be illumined and transfigured by them. Thou art the master of the world, the sole reality. June 14, 1914. It is a veritable work of creation we have to do. To create activities, new modes of being, so that this force, unknown to the earth till today, may manifest in its plenitude. To this travail I am consecrated, O Lord, for this is what Thou wantest of me. But since Thou hast appointed me for this work, Thou must give me the means, that is, the knowledge necessary for its realization. We shall unite our efforts. The entire individual being will concentrate in a constant call for the knowledge of the mode of manifestation of this force. And Thou, Supreme Center of the being, Thou wilt emanate the force fully, so that it may penetrate, transfigure, and overcome all obstacles. It is a pact Thou hast signed with the worlds of individual life. Thou hast made a promise. Thou hast sent into these worlds those who can and that which can fulfill this promise. This now demands Thy integral help, so that what has been promised may be realized. In us must take place the union of the two wills and two currents, so that from their contact may spring forth the illuminating spark. And since this must be done, this will be done. June 15, 1914. Lie cradled in my heart and do not worry. What has to be done will be done, and it is just when thou doest it unknowingly that it is done best. I am in Thy heart, Lord, and nothing can take me away from it. And it is from the unfathomable depths of this heart, in the smiling peace of its beatitude, that I look at all the outer forms of Thy manifestation, struggling and endeavoring to understand Thee better, manifest Thee better. If the hour has come, as Thou lettest me know, for the new forms of Thy realization, these forms will inevitably be born. Something in the being senses it, but does not yet know. So it makes an effort to adapt itself, to prove equal to what Thou askest of it. But what is conscious of Thee and lives in Thy force knows that this new form is only an infinitesimal progress in the infinite progression of Thy manifestation, and looks at every form with the serenity of eternal plenitude. And in this serenity is the very omnipotence of realization. One must know how to soar in an immutable confidence. In the sure flight is perfect knowledge. June 16, 1914. Like a sun, thy splendor descends upon the earth, and thy rays will illumine the world. All those elements which are pure enough, plastic enough, sufficiently receptive to manifest the very splendor of the central fire nucleus are grouping themselves together. This grouping is not arbitrary and does not depend on the will or aspiration of one element or another. It depends on what it is. It is independent of any individual decision. Thy splendor wants to radiate. What is capable of manifesting it manifests it. And these elements gather together to reconstitute as perfectly as possible in this world of division the divine center which has to be manifested. In the wonder of this contemplation, all the cells of the being exult, and seeing that which is, the integral substance passes into an ecstasy. How can this substance be now distinguished from thyself? It is thou, completely, entirely, intensely, in a perfect identification, thou. June 17, 1914. All that has been conceived and realized so far is mediocre, banal, insufficient beside what ought to be. The perfections of the past no longer have any force now. A new puissance is needed to transform the new powers and to subject them to thy divine will. Ask, and this shall be, is thy constant answer. And now, O Lord, thou must create in this being a constant aspiration, uninterrupted, intense, passionate, in an immutable serenity. Silence, peace are there. There must also be the persistence of the intensity. Oh, thy heart sings a hallelujah of gladness, as if what thou willest were on the way to its fulfillment. Destroy all these elements, that from their ashes may emerge new elements adapted to the new manifestation. Oh, the immensity of thy luminous peace! Oh, the omnipotence of thy sovereign love! And beyond all that we can imagine, the ineffable splendor of what we feel to be coming. Give us the thought, give us the word, give us the force. Enter the arena of the world, O newborn unknown one